So our next speaker is Chris Hedges.
Thank you. I'm in the middle of a book tour. I just flew in from San Francisco. I fly to LA tomorrow morning. I'm back here to speak in town hall on Monday night about the new book, Wages of Rebellion, the Moral Imperative of Revolt. But I came to support Kshama because every action that we take now must be to destroy the corporate system of power in all of its manifestations. The time for compromise and reform is over. What is taking place in this room is called a revolution. We have been lied to, manipulated, used, abused, and oppressed enough. It's over. I was in Boston 2 days ago with anti-fracking activists collecting petitions for Markey and Warren, and I said, drop it. We are no longer going to appeal to the centers of power. I said the only thing you have to do, because they're building Kinder Morgan and Spectra pipelines to bring tar sands down through the city streets of Boston, is you have to get old junk cars, drive them in front of the equipment, take out the batteries, and walk away. Every single thing we do must be to send a message that we are going to destroy the structures of corporate power and take back our country. I teach in a prison in New Jersey, and I have taught at Princeton, Columbia, NYU, and these are the most sophisticated, intelligent, gifted, dedicated students I have ever had, filled with more integrity and passion for learning than I have ever experienced in a classroom. And let's be clear why they're in prison. They're in prison because they are poor people of color who never had a chance in the judicial system. And I'm not going to protest outside of state houses anymore. I'm only going to protest outside of prisons, and we are organizing those prisoners. We are organizing those prisoners in what we hope will be a national campaign into a union so that they will receive the minimum wage and break the back of neo-slavery. Because once the prison industrial complex, which is a business, has to pay a fair wage, it will collapse. Everything that we do now, every action that we take, has the moral imperative of revolt. It calls us to stand up to systems of power, monolithic systems of power, to systems of state repression and wholesale surveillance, to the stripping away of our most cherished and basic civil liberties. And as many of you know, I sued the president in federal court over Section 1021 of the National Defense Authorization Act, which permits the U.S. military to carry out acts of extraordinary rendition on the streets of American City. And to the surprise of the White House, we won. This is why what is happening in Seattle is important, not only for the city of Seattle, but for the country, because you are setting an example of what cities across this country must do, and that is wipe out the Democratic and Republican parties and replace them. Replace them with socialists who are antagonistic to the forces of corporate power and will work in every way possible to drive corporate power back from our prisons, from our schools, from our health care service. Forces that have broken our unions and broken our capacity to resist, forces that have seized control of our media and dumped us with the most banal, ridiculous forms of indoctrination day after day. It all has to go. It has to go if we are to recover not only our democracy, but if we are finally to save the ecosystem on which future generations depend for life. These corporate forces are forces of death, and it is incumbent upon us to stand up for the forces of life. We can no longer ask whether we will succeed, whether it is practical, even if all the empirical evidence around us says that we will fail. We must rebel, not finally for what we achieve, but for who it allows us to become. I do not fight fascists because I will win. I fight fascists because they are fascists. And this is the fight of our life, the last fight. If we lose this one, we lose everything. And it begins tonight with you in this room with Kshama. Thank you.